Let me tell you something most men don't want to hear. You can be tall. You can have the perfect beard. You can drive the latest car. But none of that, none of it will make her heart flood with desire or her soul overflow with emotion. Because a woman doesn't truly pour water for a man she just likes. She pours for the man she feels. And feelings, my brother, are not bought. They are evoked. We live in a generation where men are exhausted from chasing and women are drowning in shallow attention. The truth is, if you want a woman to open herself fully, not just physically but emotionally, you must go beyond looks, beyond money, beyond smooth words. The one sure way, you must create a space where she feels safe enough to lose control. A space where her laughter is unfiltered, her silence is understood, and her walls are unnecessary. This isn't about tricks, it's about presence. It's about how you hold her even without touching her. And today, I'm going to break down exactly how to do it step by step, so that she will never forget the way you made her feel. Let's begin. A woman's life is rarely as calm as she makes it appear on the outside. She might look composed in public, hair perfect, makeup flawless, a smile that makes you think she has it all together. But inside, she's juggling battles you may never see. There's the pressure to perform at work, the silent comparisons she makes when she scrolls through social media, the weight of family expectations, and the small wounds from her past that never fully healed. When she meets you, she's not looking for another storm. She's looking for shelter. And here's where most men fail, because they think being strong means being loud, dominant, and in control all the time. No. Being strong for a woman often means being still when she is trembling, being patient when she is overwhelmed, and being gentle when she feels fragile. Imagine her having a terrible day, messages unanswered, eyes distant. Most men panic and say, "What's wrong? Talk to me. Why are you like this?" They make it about themselves. But a high-value man understands that his role in that moment is not to interrogate, but to create a safe emotional space. You do this with your tone, calm, slow, grounded. You do it with your energy, no rushing her, no pushing for details she's not ready to share. You do it with your presence, by simply being there, physically and emotionally, so she knows she's not alone. When a woman senses that your spirit is steady no matter what she throws at you, she begins to trust you with more of herself. She learns that she doesn't have to filter her emotions around you. She can cry without being judged. She can vent without you dismissing her. She can sit in silence and still feel understood. And here's the secret: women don't fall for men who add to their chaos. They fall for the ones who make them feel peace they didn't know they needed. When you are her calm, you become her anchor. When you are her anchor, she pours into you love, loyalty, affection, because she feels safe enough to be fully herself. Be the calm in her storm, and she will make sure your cup is never empty. One of the most common mistakes men make in relationships is believing that every time a woman speaks about her problems, she's asking for a solution. It's not your fault. You've been wired this way since you were young. You see a problem, you want to fix it. It's logical. It's direct. It's the man thing to do. But here's the truth. Most women don't always speak to you so you can solve their problems. They speak because they want to feel understood. They speak because they want someone to witness their emotions without rushing them into action. Imagine this. She comes home frustrated after a long day at work. Her boss ignored her ideas in a meeting. A coworker took credit for her work. She's angry, she's tired, she's emotionally drained. You, trying to help, immediately say, "Well, next time you should speak up. Why don't you look for a new job?" You're too sensitive about these things. What you think is helping is actually dismissing her emotions. She doesn't feel heard. She feels like her feelings are being pushed aside in favor of quick fixes. Listening without the fix-it syndrome means leaning in and absorbing her words without judgment. It's saying, "That sounds like it was really tough for you. I can see why you'd feel that way. Tell me more about what happened." It's not passive, it's powerful. Because you're giving her permission to feel without having to defend her emotions. And when a woman feels safe expressing herself without being told she's wrong, she starts sharing more. She opens up about deeper layers, things she's never told anyone. This doesn't mean you can never give advice. It means you wait. You let her pour it out completely, and only when she asks, "What do you think I should do you step in with solutions. Men who master this skill are rare. Most are too impatient, too eager to fix, rather than to feel. But the man who can sit in her storm and simply listen, that's the man she will run to, not just in crisis, but in joy. Because in her heart, she knows. You hear her even when she's not asking for answers. Compliments are easy. Anyone can say, "You look beautiful today," or "I like your dress." But if that's the only way you affirm her, you're competing with every man in her DMs, every stranger on the street, and every heart emoji under her Instagram photos. Here's the thing, most women already know when they look good. What they rarely hear is recognition for the things that aren't visible. And that's where you separate yourself from the rest. Speaking to her soul means noticing what others overlook. It's saying, "I love how determined you are when you're chasing something you care about. The way you handled that situation with grace, that's inspiring. I admire how deeply you care for your family." These are the compliments that hit different because they acknowledge her essence, not just her appearance. You're not just praising her physical shell, you're validating the depth of the person living inside it. Think about this: beauty fades, but the parts of her soul you touch will echo in her memory for years. A woman will forget what you said about her new hairstyle, but she will never forget the time you told her she was brave when she felt like breaking. When you speak to her soul, you create a connection that goes far beyond attraction. You give her something that money can't buy, filters can't fake, and time can't erase: emotional recognition. And once a woman feels seen on that level, it becomes almost impossible for her to feel the same way about any other man. But this requires sincerity. Women are highly intuitive. If your words are rehearsed or manipulative, she will feel it instantly. The power is not just in what you say, but in the fact that you mean it. This is also where you, as a high-value man, must slow down and observe. Watch how she treats people when she gains nothing in return. Notice how she reacts under pressure. Listen to the passion in her voice when she talks about what she loves. Then reflect those truths back to her. When you speak to her soul, you're telling her, "I see you, the real you, and I like her." And that, my brother, is how you build a bond that outlasts chemistry. Most men confuse being around a woman with being present for her. But let me tell you something. Time without attention is like water without wetness. It looks right on the surface, but it doesn't truly nourish. A woman can tell when you're there physically but absent mentally. She notices when your eyes drift to your phone every few minutes. She feels it when your responses are short, distracted, or mechanical. She knows when your mind is somewhere else, even if your body is sitting right across from her. Presence is not measured in hours, it's measured in depth. 10 minutes of full, undivided attention will always mean more than 2 hours of half-hearted company. Being present means putting your phone down and looking into her eyes when she speaks. It means asking follow-up questions because you actually care about her answer. It means remembering the little things she says in passing: her favorite childhood snack, the name of the teacher who inspired her, the dream she's too scared to chase, and bringing them up later in ways that show you listened. When you give her presence, you're sending a powerful message. Right now, nothing matters more than you. That feeling is rare in today's distracted, fast-paced world, and that's why it leaves such a deep mark. Think about it. Most men are multitasking even in their relationships. They're texting during dates, watching TV while she's talking, or mentally running through their to-do list while she's opening up about her day. But a high-value man understands that presence is a form of intimacy all on its own. It's not just about making her feel valued. It's about building trust. When a woman feels your undivided attention, she feels safer to share her truth. She begins to relax, knowing she's not competing with a screen, a notification, or your wandering thoughts. Here's the truth. The most unforgettable connections aren't built in grand gestures. They're built in moments where two people are fully there with each other, mind and heart. So don't just spend time with her. Be in time with her. Because presence is the bridge between her mind and her heart. And if you cross it, you'll find a place in her that no one else has reached. A lot of men think the way to win a woman's heart is by agreeing with everything she says. They nod, they smile, they avoid any disagreement because they're afraid of upsetting her or losing her interest. But here's the reality. Constant agreement doesn't create attraction, it creates boredom. Women are drawn to men who stimulate their minds, not just their feelings. A high-value man doesn't fear healthy disagreement. He embraces it because it shows confidence and individuality. But there's an art to it. You don't challenge her to win or to belittle her. You challenge her to help her grow, to inspire her to think deeper, to expand her perspective. Let's say she shares an opinion on something, maybe about relationships, career, or even a social issue. Most men just say, "Yeah, you're right," without thinking. But you might say, "I see where you're coming from, but have you thought about it from this angle?" Then you share your perspective, not aggressively, not as if you're proving her wrong, but in a way that invites curiosity. This kind of challenge does three powerful things. It shows you have your own mind and you're not afraid to use it. It communicates that you respect her intelligence enough to engage in meaningful dialogue. It creates a spark of playful tension, something she'll find both stimulating and attractive. The key is balance. If you push too hard, you'll seem combative. If you never push at all, you'll seem bland. Challenging her comfortably means keeping the tone light, respectful, and even flirtatious at times. It's letting her know you value her opinions, but you're not afraid to stand your ground. This dynamic builds a different kind of intimacy, mental intimacy. And here's the secret: when a woman feels mentally challenged in a safe and respectful way, it often deepens her emotional connection to you. She'll look forward to your conversations because they leave her feeling more alive, more engaged, more herself. So don't just be the man who makes her feel comfortable.